The events unfolded on the sprawling archipelago of Indonesia, nestled amidst the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Comprising over 18,000 islands, Indonesia boasts the world's second-largest expanse of rainforest, teeming with unparalleled biodiversity. It's often hailed as the most species-rich country on the planet, harboring a plethora of flora and fauna, from diminutive insects to majestic mammals. However, the country's lush rainforests also subject it to severe climatic conditions. Annually, from November to March, Indonesia faces its monsoon season, characterized by relentless downpours. In one such instance, the monsoon struck with unprecedented ferocity, inundating the island and triggering a series of extraordinary events. The incessant rain persisted for days, leading to widespread flooding that engulfed villages and displaced hundreds of inhabitants. Additionally, the deluge precipitated numerous landslides of colossal magnitude, obliterating everything in their path, from sturdy structures to humble fishermen's abodes. The aftermath left a trail of devastation, prompting authorities to declare a state of emergency. Responding to the crisis, rescue teams from across Asia and Europe swiftly mobilized to provide aid and relief to the affected communities. However, the remote locations of some villages posed logistical challenges, delaying the arrival of assistance to those most in need. On their way to a remote village nestled deep in the jungle, the rescue team encountered the harrowing aftermath of a devastating mudslide. Emerging from the dense foliage into a clearing, they were met with a scene of destruction, with homes and villages reduced to rubble. Following their protocol, the team distributed food and water and commenced a thorough search for any remaining victims. As one member ventured further into the village, he stumbled upon a remarkable sight: a small hut nearly obliterated by mud, surrounded by a group of orangutans vocalizing loudly, almost as if pleading for help. Knowing that orangutans typically avoid human contact and remain in the safety of trees, the rescuers were puzzled by the apes' behavior. Approaching cautiously, they observed several adult orangutans furiously digging at the ground, seemingly trying to unearth something buried beneath the surface. Intrigued by the orangutans' distress, the rescuers cautiously approached, eventually standing mere feet away from the agitated primates. They watched in awe as the orangutans continued their frantic digging, clearly intent on reaching something hidden below. Driven by a growing sense of urgency, one rescuer began to clear debris from the partially destroyed hut. Suddenly, a groan emanated from beneath the rubble, prompting the team to swiftly join forces in clearing away the debris. As they worked, the orangutans stood back, observing the humans' efforts with keen interest. It seemed the orangutans had stayed nearby, perhaps to ensure the trapped man was rescued safely. After about an hour of clearing debris, the rescuers finally exposed the man's head, but the pile of rubble above him seemed increasingly unstable. As one rescuer prepared to move a large piece of wood to expedite the rescue, the orangutans suddenly became agitated, vocalizing loudly. Sensing something amiss, the rescuer paused and, heeding the orangutan's warnings, decided against moving the wood. When the rescuer attempted to move the wood again, the orangutans protested once more. This time, the rescuer inspected the wood more closely and realized that its removal could trigger a collapse of the remaining structure, endangering the rescue team. Astounded by the orangutan's intervention, the rescuers proceeded with greater caution. Eventually, with careful effort, they successfully extricated the trapped man, who turned out to be an 87-year-old villager. Grateful for his rescue, the elderly man surprised the rescuers by thanking the orangutans for their assistance. When asked about the orangutan's behavior, the man recounted a story from years ago when he had rescued an injured pregnant orangutan from a hunter's trap in the jungle. Unable to survive on her own, the man had nursed the orangutan back to health at his home, where she later gave birth to a healthy baby. The man believed the orangutans remembered his kindness and were now repaying it by saving his life. The elderly man shared that he initially believed the orangutans would return to the wild once they had recovered, but to his surprise, the mother orangutan and her baby chose to stay with him. Over time, other orangutans joined them on his property, forming an unconventional but cherished family. These orangutans became the man's loyal companions, providing him with companionship and support. So when he found himself trapped under the rubble, they rallied together to help him. Their efforts ensured that rescuers located him in time. With the assistance of the rescue team, the village was rebuilt, and the elderly man and his orangutan family continued to live together in harmony, grateful for their extraordinary act of kindness. He believed that by showcasing the orangutan's human-like qualities and intelligence, people would develop a deeper empathy for them. Through this understanding, he hoped more efforts would be made to protect orangutans from the numerous threats they face in the wild, ultimately ensuring their survival for generations to come.